Hi everybody, this video is in response to a caregiver who posted a question below one of my videos. The question is, does a wife need power of attorney? The answer is absolutely yes, and I'll share why. If something happens to your husband or your wife, like a diagnosis of dementia or Alzheimer's, or maybe they're in a terrible car accident and they have injuries, and they can't make decisions for themselves, and you must be that decision maker, it requires a legal document. You just can't step in and say, oh, I'm the spouse, I'm going to make all the decisions for my husband or wife. Because healthcare providers, the healthcare system, won't allow you to do that. Neither will banks or financial institutions. And I will say that some spouses wait too long to complete their power of attorney documents to name somebody. So a power of attorney document is part of an estate plan that includes power of attorney designations for medical and financial. A living will, which is what do you really want if you're seriously ill and others have to make decisions for you, and then a will or a trust for after you die so that your wishes can be carried out, wishes that you placed in writing. How do I know all this? I know this from 25 years of professional experience. I'm Pamela D Wilson. I'm a professional caregiving expert who served in the role of a professional fiduciary for my clients as power of attorney agent, court-appointed guardian, court-appointed conservator, trustee, and personal rep of the estate. Today, I help adults and their caregivers work through all of the health, financial, and legal aspects of caregiving, including navigating family relationships that can be complicated. And I'm an expert witness in elder care litigation. You can learn more about my professional experience by clicking on the links below this video. Visit my website, PamelaDWilson.com. Please do click the button, like this video, click the other button, follow my channel, share these and other videos, and comment, even if it's only to say thank you. One thank you makes a huge difference in helping caregivers from all over the world find their way to my channel. So, back to, does a wife need power of attorney for a husband, or a husband need power of attorney for a wife? If you are married and partnered, it is so important for you to create an estate plan. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 30 or 70 or 80. If you don't already have one, consider doing this now, in the next 6 months, in the next year. Putting information in writing and naming individuals to help you if you can't make health or medical decisions, financial matters, if you can't manage those, if you can't write checks, if you can't pay your bills. So important. Caregiver agreements are also equally important if you are the person who may need care, or if you're a caregiver caring for somebody. And I talk about this in another video on my YouTube channel. Estate plans for medical and financial power of attorney agent, a living will, and a will or trust are best completed with an estate planning, probate, or elder law attorney. It's not that the forms you can download off the internet are not good. They're okay. It's that they're not tailored to your specific situation. And sometimes they're not thorough enough. They're not done correctly. They can actually cause your husband or your wife, or the person you name as power of attorney agent, a lot of problems down the road, and they can result in a lot of family disagreements and conflict, and sometimes ending up in court. Believe it or not, naming a power of attorney, it can bring up a lot of conflict in families. Less so if the power of attorney is a husband or wife for the other husband or wife. But if there's blended families, second marriages, stepfathers, stepmothers, or even in a traditional family, if adult children are named as a second agent after a parent, there can be disagreements. In all situations, if you are the person creating these documents, make sure the people you name will accept the responsibility. This means actually asking them and having them sign a form saying, yes, I will do this. Because the last thing you want is to name somebody, not tell them, and then have them refuse when you need their assistance. This happens more than you might imagine. Then, once you have your documents done, you want to make sure everybody in the family knows why you chose the person as an agent. Your spouse, your children, a friend, somebody else. Again, less necessary if it's a husband or a wife, but beyond that, there can be conflict in your family or hard feelings if you choose one child over another. So putting your reasons in writing verbally and verbally telling people can be a good thing. And you might think, well, I'm not going to have to do this. My kids are going to understand. Well, believe it or not, in most cases, your kids are not going to understand. I work with so many families who are like, I don't know why my mother chose my brother or my sister. It just doesn't make any sense. As a parent, you might be surprised to shocked to know that a lot of disagreement and a lot of conflict between your children about who you pick. So to avoid that conflict, choose your person, write why you chose your person, and make it clear. And make getting your estate plans a priority if you don't have them done, so that in the event of something unexpected, a car accident, an injury, you go into the hospital, it doesn't work out the way you think, you have someone to help you make decisions that you trust. It is never too early. I thank you all so much for being here. I'm Pamela D Wilson, a caregiving expert and expert witness. Links about my professional background are below this video. You can also go to my website, PamelaDWilson.com, where you will find my caregiving blog, my caregiving library, my book, The Caregiving Trap, 3 online courses, absolutely free, my podcast, The Caring Generation, and a lot of other helpful and supportive tips for family caregivers offering elder care solutions. I'll see you all again soon in another video.